the salary, I mean, the tax collected from you and her directly or indirectly are gathered together and being spent on the set of people who are now telling Nigeria
who determines the future,
of Nigerians,
of the country,
are being wasted. I can say it categorically, are being wasted on a set of people, and say that they are making laws. In the last 8 years, which laws that Nigeria, that these so-called National Assembly members have made, that is even crucial to the development of our economy, even that is very productive to the political system in Nigeria, even that is even productive to our education sector. Have you seen any? Because by the time they make any, what do we call it, any, they sponsor a bill and they pass a bill, at the end of the day, the bill is jettisoned. A lot of fruitless efforts and so much are being spent on them. And you will see the scenario whereby minimum wage in Nigeria that cannot buy a bag of rice. Will be difficult for the government of the state to implement. And for those who are there that representing the will and the destiny of Nigerians in the complex, they are just enjoying themselves with luxury life. They are making their own life more comfortable, apart from the allowances, constituency allowances, that is being given to them, 200 million for a senator, and we have 109 senators, and likewise the House of 200 million for each of the senators, and for that of House of Representative member 100 million. They are mismanaging all these resources. The accumulation of all these resources and that target give birth to do or die. That is why the struggle is in the extreme. That is why the ambition is higher. Why somebody contesting and down, we still try in another terms to recontest and ready to use all his resources within his possession to get to that power. Is it because of the interest of the people? It is because of the so much that being used to run the National Assembly. Likewise, the governor in the state. Let's be candid with ourselves. The security force for the governors across board is too much. That is why they are, not because of their salary, most especially, I must tell you candidly, that security force is one of the major targets. Why? For what reason? The politics should have turned to part-time job until we get to that point. We will have a better future for this country.
All right, you talk about a litigation, and that got my interest on this election that was just concluded. In Nigerian politics, especially when we have elections like this, after the election, political parties, party members end up going to court on every election that we have. What do you think it's really wrong? Is it the INEC? Or what is INEC doing wrong that is making all the political parties after the election? Because in developed worlds, we hardly see such. What do you think INEC can do to make sure that all this litigation, all this taking every case to court should stop?
Well, thank you. We can still be going to we still be going to the courts because, like I said, we are all product of the society. It is because of the mindset of Nigerians in terms of manipulation, doctrines, any opinion, any targets, because everybody wants to get to the corridor of power at all costs, because of the reason mentioned before. The INEC, you know, when we are saying INEC, are they not people like us, those who are the INEC officials?
They are meant to be independent.
Yes, good. Are they independent? Well, the constitutionally established INEC as independent institution. But when we are talking, and Nigerians and the government decide that institution as independent body, truly speaking. But the influences that sometimes in the state, the governors has on the INEC, commissioner, likewise the presidency, though that scenarios was at least reduced in this 2023 election. Now, because if you can see what has happened from the presidency, so to the president-elect, I think during the struggles, they were not in the same line. And at the end of the day, that was responsible for how credible you are, how patriotic you are. So that will canvass the voters, that will canvass the opinion of the people for the polls. Now, the Nigerians should be sincere. Nigerians should be committed and be patriotic to any assignment given to us, unless we Nigerians redeem our mindsets, unless we Nigerians reset our brain, that whatever we have in this vanity the world will soon be over. No matter how extent we accumulate the wealth, a day we shall be no more. Until we have
that mindset,
that there is a limit for everything, there is a time for everything, and this life is ephemeral. We should be accountable for whatever we might have done wrong or bad, good to God. And at the same time, we should think of our future, because so many things, because in a minute, a day, the future may be destabilized. A lot of the policy, a lot of the systems that have gone in the recent times affected our economy, affected our political, hopes, affected our education, affected our, in terms of science and technology, because those who are determining those leaders that we are electing are those determining our future. They are determinants of our destiny. Likewise, INEC. INEC itself is the determinant of our destiny, because once we mismanage, or INEC is misguided, or INEC does not able to have a credible election, to have a credible candidate, the right choice of the people. So that will give a bad hopes for the future of Nigerians. So INEC need to improve the system. At least this previous election should have been a lesson. Where the errors occurred, they should be able to take a kind of adjustment. They should at least, probably when talking of server problem, that uploading of the results, where there is a problem, and the government himself should try in as much as possible to let our system working well. Right from the electricity 75% of the power consumption is from power plants, from the generators. Nigerians is the largest importer of generators in this present age. How do you expect a robust and effective election in a country where the citizen relied enormously on the generator as a source of the power? Those communication company, they are running on generator across. When you see where their mask is sited, they put generator and run it by diesel. See the cost that everybody is. We are running on the internet.
And the effect comes to the consumers.
Compulsorily. So we have to get some things in place to improve the system that introduced. It's a welcome development. So those are the areas that INEC and the government should work together so that we have a good system, we have good development, we have improvements. So in that area, apart from being God-fearing, apart from accounting for all what that we are doing, those are another strategy that we can use to improve the system, to be more better than ever.
All right, let's go back to Osun State again, and this I want to ask you. Out of the 26 seats, 25 was for PDP and 1 for APC. But one thing that interests me, it's not about who is getting the seat or who is not getting the seat. What interests me now, and which I want you to, let the public out there know, is that out of the 26 seats, no woman in that seat. What is wrong with women politics, and why is it that women politics is not thriving, not only in Osun State, but all over the country?
It is hilarious that women have no
with their population.
And the largest numbers of the women are voting, even compared to the men who are voting. Now, it is not encouraging, because we have women participation in politics. Is not a bad thing. Should be encouraged. I am encouraged to have the numbers of the women that participated in the State Assembly in Kwara State. We have 3 women won the seats. So in this just concluded State Assembly election, that's a welcome development. And in Kwara, that we don't expect such. Why in Osun State? I think we should be having women. At least we can be getting it even better. Because most times women are soft-minded.
And they say they are more effective when it comes to administration.
Sometimes they are. Yes, of course. Many of them are very active ahead of women, and women that even saying that we are the leader, we are this and that. So it is not. It's not something. It's not a better things. We have to encourage them. We have to be employing them. So the leadership of, participation of women, especially when it's in the what do we call it, in the assembly.
All right.
It's very important. Sometimes they know where the pains, because they are always at home. Most times they are always at home. They know the problem that directly domestically facing by the children, by the husbands, by the household. So mostly, most of the things, at least, they are directly involved. So their involvement in the politics should be encouraged, honestly speaking. But in Osun State, I think the systems probably the reason why they are staying away, but it was not like this before. I think we still have many of them contested, but they didn't win the election. So inability to rally around them, to support them.
In fact, a lot of people are thinking that the gubernatorial candidate in Adamawa, the only female that everybody was thinking that definitely probably will be the first female governor, but up till now, Adamawa election is still pending.
It could have been a story of joy.
Oh yes.
If at the end of the day, because I personally, I am after the credibility. I'm after the personalities. You know, we are talking generally.
Oh yeah.
We are not sentiment to any one party's or political party at all.
Oh, yeah.
Because when we were talking, we talk of the presidential standard, I mean the president-elect from the other party, and we were talking of Osun State here, how the people en masse so cast their vote for their right choices. Now, for that, Adamawa, it could have been a glorious result if a female, ever in the history of Nigeria, come up as the winner of that mandate. It would be very, very historical if it happens. And I think let's look ahead, because they still declare the election inconclusive. But no matter what, I give a kudos to that woman. I respect him to have done to that extent, to have moved. And the stronghold of the PDP candidates for the presidential election. You know, in fact, let's give kudos to that woman to have done to that extent.
Oh yes.
To have moved to that extent. Right. I salute his courage.
All right. Let's look at the gubernatorial and especially the state House of Assembly election, because that's what we are really looking at the moment. When we looking at it, that was on the 18th. We saw a lot of political violence. The level of insecurity was a little bit high compared to even the presidential and the National Assembly election. Now I'm putting this to you. Is insecurity, especially when it comes to election or political violence, can it be redeemed in this country of ours?
Very shocking, and it's very ugly. The scenarios of the Guba election in the I mean, that was dated in 18. In fact, because many lives were lost, and it's uncalled for. There's no any justification for desperation. It is desperation of the political class that resulting to all this mess, and to have a lasting solution to all this in Nigeria political system. The level of the poverty is part of the reason why Nigerians are always desperate to get what they want, to get what they need. Even from the side of our leaders, our political class, because of their poor mindsets, I cannot categorize them as a rich set. Many of them are also poor, irrespective of the resources within their control. But their mindset shows that they are poor because of their poor mindset they have to grab the power at all costs, recruiting the hoodlums to infect a polling unit where they don't have the supporters or one way or the others. So if we have to get rid of all this insecurity, we have to go back to youth empowerment, youth development, rural development, because the policy that we are making is not that we don't have law, but disregard for the law is one of the major problems. Now, let our leaders empower the youth. When the youth are gainfully employed, when the youth have hopes for their livelihood, I believe we will get rid of insecurity in Nigeria. But you cannot see somebody that have hopes and have future that will get a gun or cutlasses and get to the polling youth, harm himself and attack another set of the people, or attack the militaries, the security personnel. That you know that at any time, at that point you can lose your life. Okay. Somebody that is reasonable, that is resourceful in terms of education, in terms of resources, we never do such. So Nigerians, our leaders are making all this done because of the level of the poverty. 133 million Nigerians are living below poverty rates. What do you expect in such a country? What do you expect for the desperation to get to the power? You expect such, because that's their last hope.
All right,
the contestants.
I still wish we can go on this program, but your final shot, what lessons can we learn from this Guba and the State House of Assembly election that we just held some couple of days ago?
We thank God for the way the narrative is being changed. And I believe that if we continue like this, we shall get it better, like I said. The narrative that is being changed is we can see where the sitting governor defeated. So because of the incredibility of the personality of that kind of governor, probably the people of that state tired of him and unseat him. So likewise, many. We have such across the board. So if we can still be voting for the credible candidate and voting for the personalities, not the party influences or party favoritism, nepotism, or whatsoever, we will get it better. So Nigerians should be committed to their will and to their destiny and work assiduously achieving their set goals. And I believe Nigeria will be better.
All right, just like Kazim Raji has said, Nigeria will be better if we are focused on what that will develop this country called Nigeria. You will agree with me today on Nation Today that Kazim Raji, also known as AFCAS, has done justice to the post-mortem of the gubernatorial and the State House of Assembly election, especially the one that we had in Osun State. All right, my name is David Ojo. See you next week, and when I come next week, I'll bring another important personality on the program, The Nation Today. From me, I say bye-bye. And once again, I want to say a big thank you, Kazim Raji, for being part of The Nation Today. It's always nice having you on issues like these on our station.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's how far we can go on today's edition of The Nation Today. Join me next week when I bring you another important personality when we discuss issues concerning this country, Nigeria. From me, I say bye for now.